Hello YouTube, Ultra Maximus here with another video review. This time something a little different. I thought we'd go down to the realms of looking at some craft beer. So I want to talk about the 1000th tapping at the Ram Brewery and Restaurant here in downtown Indianapolis, Indiana. Alright, so Saturday, June 18th, I believe. Yeah, it was June 18th. We went down to the Ram, downtown, beautiful Indianapolis, to the brewery and restaurant, which so the Ram is a chain. Some people may have one near them. They also do a lot of craft beer, local beers. We got to go down to the 1000th tapping of seasonal beer for the Ram, which was a great time. A lot of food, appetizers, great seasonal beers. I'm going to talk about the beers here in a minute. There's a great band called Cougar Bait who did a great job. If you get out on the web, go find them. They were a pretty good band here locally in Indianapolis. Evan Williams actually came in and did some samplings of their cherry Coke whiskey blend. That was pretty nice too. So it was kind of nice to sit around. Good times, good people, and good beers. So let's take a look at the beers, and let's take a look at our brewmaster here, Mr. Andrew Kastner. Okay, so here's Andrew Kastner, the head brewer of the Ram down in Indianapolis, downtown Indianapolis. I've known Andrew for a while. He used to be the head brewer at the Oak and Barrel, which is located in Greenwood, Indiana, down on the south side of Indy. And he's a great guy, real friendly. He'll talk to anybody, loves to talk about beer, loves to explain what's in the beer. His wife is a lovely person, too. She's also very big into the craft beer hobby. And Andrew has won Brewer of the Year before. He's done an excellent job, not only at the Oak and Barrel, but also at the Ram. He's the reason I go down to the Ram. He's carried me from Oak and Barrel over to the Ram. And he does some pretty darn good beers, which we'll talk about here in a moment. So if you're downtown Indianapolis, you're looking for a good craft beer, go to the Ram, see Andrew, check out what he's got seasonal on tap. You won't be disappointed. Okay, so here are the different beers that we had on tap for the party. The first one for the 1000th tapping was the Easy Rider, and this is an Imperial rye beer, and it's about 8.6% alcohol. Very potent beer. But what really surprised me, I was expecting something very bitter. Not at all in this case. Definitely you can taste the rye in the beer, but when you first sample the beer, you kind of get this citrusy flavor to it. And it's a little different type of taste to it if you're not used to a rye. But the more that you drink it, the easier your palate gets to it. So it's definitely a good beer, especially if you like a more potent beer. You're really going to like it. The next beer that I sampled was the Barrel Notorious. I didn't get an entire glass of this, just a sampling of it. Very good beer. It's a nut brown ale that's aged in whiskey barrels, bourbon barrels. So it pulls out a lot of that whiskey flavor, but it also has kind of a bit of a chocolate taste to it. Very great beer, I think, for the autumn, for the fall. A nice crisp day, sitting on the porch. A great nut brown ale. Another beer that I tried was the Spring Fever, and that was a very odd beer. Very good, don't get me wrong, but I really don't have a frame of reference for it because its main characteristic that it feeds off of is a jasmine. So I've never really had a flower beer, but it's very light, it's very aromatic, very much springy, very summer type beer, very light beer, very crisp. Almost the closest frame of reference I have is if you've ever had a flower air freshener and you kind of get that scent in your nose and in your mouth, that flowery type scent, which is not bad. It was very good at all. Or it was very good. It wasn't bad at all. But that's about the closest thing because I've never had a beer like it. So if you're looking for a unique spring or summer type beer, definitely check out the Spring Fever. I also had a glass of the Barefoot Wit, which is a wheat ale. It reminds me a lot of the Oak and Barrel's Alabaster beer, another wheat ale. Very similar flavors, being wheat ales, but key differences: Oak and Barrel's has a more of a sharp finish to it, while this one's a bit more mellow. So if you like the mellow beer, then that's definitely something you're going to like. Pretty good beer. It was a nice mid-ground beer after I had some stronger flavors. So definitely a good beer. The last beer I had was that Bill's Better. And that's kind of a reddish ale. It's a very light alcohol content beer, 3 point something, I think. And it was absolutely perfect to finish out the party after I've had some cocktails and I've had some beers. This was a nice, I got the flavor of the beer, but I don't have, the bad, super high content alcohol, bad side effects kind of deal. So definitely a good beer if you're into a light beer. Now, let's take a look at some footage that I took of the band and just the party in general, and you can get a feel for what was going on. So that was the Rams' 1,000th tapping of beer here in Indianapolis. Great party, had a good time. If you're in Indy, whether you live here or you're visiting, go downtown, check out the Ram. It's on Illinois Street, across from St. Elmo at Circle Center Mall. Say hi to Andrew, try one of his seasonal beers, and thanks for watching, guys. I'll probably start pulling some more reviews for other local craft brewers, bars, and nightclubs here in Indianapolis. And keep an eye out for my other videos, subscribe to my channel, and have a great week.